Shalom, 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 and welcome to today's Morning by Morning. Today I want to talk about life after death and just a bit about death also. And the title of my message is Life is Short. Myles Munroe was one of the men of God who did due diligence to live out the life of a disciple of Jesus Christ, as probably Jesus would have it. He made effort to live a scandal-free, purposeful, and fruitful life, and even an enjoyable life, I would say. Life worth emulating. One unique thing about Munroe is that he did not shy away to talk about death or life after. He often talked about it. He even had a full teaching that was entitled How to Die Empty. He believed that the purpose of living is to serve the Lord with all you have. Do everything you need to do so that by the time you're dying, you have nothing left. You die empty. Because he was convinced that the richest place, the wealthiest place on earth is the grave, because that's where talents are buried. Musicians who never sang, writers who never wrote, poets who never did any poem, just parents who never became, they are buried there. His wish on death was that since their love with his wife was inseparable, I mean, they went on almost every journey, preaching journey together, preached together, and his wife even had a ministry. And Munroe, they worked together. So he wished that they would die together. And he even said, maybe in a gesture, maybe he meant it, that God would take them together. And in December 2014, in a plane crash, Munroe and Ruth died in Bahamas. No one knows when and how they will die, but the fact that one day, one point in our lives, we are going to die. One of my friends, the founder of Focus on the Family, not that I've ever met him, but I've read his story. I mean, I've seen his videos since I was young. James Dobson, he said that on your deathbed, only three things matter. Number one, who you loved. Number two, who loved you. And number three, what you accomplished for the Lord. Everything else you've lived for, the bank accounts you have owned, and the cars you have had, even the jets or houses you have built, and the name that you have worked so hard to make will be pale and washed down. No one will remember that you did that. How many of our people, when they die, remember the cars that people had? They only remember those people they loved. The wife, the husband, the children, and the legacy that he left on people, the impact. The psalmist says, show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting my life is. You have made my days a mere handbreadth, the span of my years as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. Man is a mere phantom. As he goes to and fro, he bustles about, but only in vain. He heaps up wealth, not knowing who will get it. That is Psalm 39, verse 4 and 5. I remember a song, I'm not sure I remember it very well. Jim Reeves, In My Days. This world is not my home, I am just passing through. Heaven's not my home, then where else shall I go? What, Lord, shall I do? The angels beckon me into heaven's open doors, and I can't be at home in this world anymore. Seeing that this is the true reality of life, then what kind of people ought we to be? What ought we to do? Ought we not to pray like the psalmist in Psalm 90, verse 12? Teach us, O Lord, to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. We need that heart of wisdom so that we may live in this life in a way that glorifies the Lord. Now, that's my prayer for me. That's my prayer for you, that we may live a life that glorifies the Lord. Because as James Dobson says, when this life is over, only three things matter. Number one, who you loved. Number two, who loved you. And number three, what you accomplished for the Lord. Everything else will be pale and washed down. The Lord bless us. Amen.